Trend lines. I personally think that trend lines are far much better when trading price action than support and resistance, right? Uh, if you agree with me or if you disagree, comment in the comment section below and state why you support me or why you disagree with me. I will share with my reasons. I will share with you my reasons later in the video, but I just want to hear your thoughts, right, so that I know if you're on the same page or not, right? But generally, it all depends on your trading style, right, and your character, or on your strategy, right? But generally, they all work hand in hand. They are just a confluence to each other, right? But I will tell you why I think if I were to choose one, I would choose trend lines, right? Comment down below on your thoughts, right? So trend lines, I'm going to be showing you, teaching you what trend lines are, how to draw them, and everything else that you have to know, right? So I'm just in this part, I'm going to be showing you just trend lines, respecting the trend lines and the breakouts, right? The exact patterns I'm going to be showing you in another video so that this video doesn't get too long, right? And if you want part 3, where I'll be showing you unmatched patterns, also comment in the comment section down below that interested, so that I know that you'll be interested in what in part 3, so that I don't waste my time, right, in creating these videos. You already don't like the videos anyway, right? So you want to motivate me to keep on creating content like this, leave a like and subscribe, right? So back to work, right? What are trend lines, right? So trend lines are generally just diagonal support and resistance, right? So we're just drawing out support and resistance diagonal, right? But when you're drawing trend lines, you need a minimum of what? Of 2 points, right? Other than support and resistance, where you can just work with what? With 1 point, right? So that's how you draw your trend lines. So trend lines are just connecting what? All your peaks, right? So for example, we're connecting this peak, right? So 1, 2 peaks, right? 3, and the 4th peak, right? So right here, we are just going to be considering this as one peak, right? So that it becomes simpler to you guys, right? So this is just almost one peak, right? So you connect what? These 2 peaks, right? 1, 2 peaks, right? And when the market pulls back to that area, to that level over there, right? You enter your sell, right? You don't enter your sell just yet, right? You have to wait what? Or candlestick confirmation, right? So over here, the candlestick confirmation is what? Over here when the what? On this engulfing what? Candle. So like engulfing, but it's so like railroad tracks. Why? Because the candlesticks are almost equal, but either way, it's just showing you that what? It's a reversal pattern, right? So over there, that's where you have taken yourself, right? So that's how you draw trend lines. You need a minimum of what? Of 2 points, right? So that you'll be able to connect them, right? So something over here, right? And most of the times, the candlesticks don't even pull back to that. But third touch was you don't even get out in entry, right? Most of the times. So let's take for example over here, right? And let me zoom out my chart so that it's visible, right? So each and every trend line that you draw doesn't mean it has to be touched each and every time, right? Let's take for example over here, right? You have to be patient enough to wait for that touch, right? You just don't enter because it's not reaching out your trend line, so you have to be patient, right? So that's let me check if there's a visible entry where there is respecting of this trend line, right? So over here I can see this point over here, right? Let me zoom in, right? So you connect these points 1, 2, right? And when there's the third touch, right, it pulls back over here, right? Candlestick confirmation right here on the engulfing green candle, right? You enter over there, pulls back a little bit, and goes all the way to hit your take profit, right? So that's how you draw your trend lines generally, right? In a nutshell, that's how you draw your trend lines, and that's the inspection part of it, right? The inspection part is quite simple, right? You just have to wait for the third touch so that you'll be able to enter, right? And if there's a candlestick confirmation that's a slowdown in momentum and weak rejections or railroad tracks, you enter the trade, right? That's just one part of it, right? So that's the candlestick inspection part. That we've got another trend line over here. We've got one touch, 2 touches, right? 3 touch. So you've got your entries over here, right? This touch over here, right? Because we are connecting this first touch and this touch, right? So you've got your entry, 1 entry, 2 entries, right? This entry, right? Though most of you weren't even sure that is going to pull back up, but if you know synthetics, you know that the kind of the trend lines and the support and resistance aren't respected exactly, right? You can just dip, right, to stop and right, so that most of the people exit and get scared, right, and you enter, right. But you won't even get scared if you waited for a candlestick confirmation, right. This only attacks people who enter too early before there's a confirmation. So you've got almost 3 entries over here. That's showing you how powerful this strategy is, right. So that's the first part for what? For candlestick respecting, right? Respecting the trend line, right? So part 2, right? So that's the trendline breakout, right? So trendline breakout, there are 2 variations that I want to teach you, right? 2 variations, right? So the first one, let me see if this one works out, right? So you draw your trendline all the way up to here, right? So right here, right, your trendline, right, it gets broken, right? After it gets broken, there's a retest of what? Of this trend line, right? And it's showing what? Multiple weak rejections. This is a strong pattern, right? Multiple weak rejections. It's showing that the market isn't powerful enough to what? To break this level, right? So you enter your what? You sell over there, right? And you would have held up until what? So it's supposed to have overall been the minimum was over here, right? Minimum stop loss was over here, the maximum obviously over there, right? But slightly above what is so like this is so like a what head and shoulder, right? So above what is left shoulder over here, right? So this is the one reason why I was saying that the trend line is more powerful than the support and resistance, right? So I was mainly talking about the trend line breakouts, right? So on the trend line breakout, most of the times they are very powerful signals that the market is going to pull back even what further, right? When this market pulls back, then the market breaks out of the trend line, right? It goes down for quite a while, as you can see from over here. It continued going down, right? So when when there's a breakout of this trend line, right? Your take profits will be all these support levels over here, right? These support levels, that's your first take profit, right? Then there's this support level over there. These are all potential take profits, right? So if you had, so this is the first take profit over here, right? That's the first take profit. Why? Because it's the first support level, right? That's the first, the second, the third, right? Then ultimately, yeah, you've got what? This level over here. Sorry, I wanted to check this horizontal line, but most of the time it doesn't quite reach this level, right? Maybe it might reach over here, right? This flip zone over there. If you don't want flip zones, check out my video on support and resistance, right? It's just before this one. You can scroll on my channel, right? So these are all potential take profits, right? So it's quite a powerful one. You draw whenever the market touches this trend line, all the support levels where this market touches this trend lines, those are all potential take profits, right? So let's maybe say you've got 5 entries, right? And you exit each time this year you exit the first entry, you exit the second entry, third entry, you keep on exiting. But as you can see, it shows that the market will go for a long way when there's a breakout in there's a change in market structure. Whenever there's a trend line breakout, it's a change in market structure. It's indicating a change in market structure, right? So until there's a breakout another again to the upside, you keep on looking forward for your downtrends, right? So right here, you can also draw something like and as you can see, all the take profits would have been hit over there in that example, right? So that's how powerful this strategy is, right? So right here, but it doesn't, it's like just like all other strategies, it doesn't work all the time, right? Right here, but for your respecting trend line, you connect 1-2 points, right? I wouldn't consider this a touch, right? So my first entry would obviously be this one, right? That's the first entry, second entry, right? So generally I got 2 entries when using one, when using this strategy, when using what, the trend line respecting one. Well, if the trend line is respected, I got what, 2 entries, right, for a downtrend, right? And over here, you got what, a trend line breakout over here, right? When it breaks out, it didn't pull back to the trend line, right? Since I'm showing you that the retest of the trend line only for this instance, right? I'm just going to be showing you that, right? So wait for this one, for the market to pull back to that trend line again, right? And that's when you enter, right? So you mark again you potential take profits, right? So you mark each and every time the market pulls back. So that's the first take profit. This will be the second take profit, third take profit, and this is so like the last take profit, right? So right over here, right? And as you can see, the market is going up, right? And it tested the first, the second, third, and the fourth take profits, right? And it broke down again, right? So it's just a cycle. You just keep on doing the trend lines, right? So I personally think that just keep on drawing out your trend lines. As you can see, after it tested all the way, we take profits to the upside, right? You connect these levels over here, 1, 2 levels, right? There's a breakout. I would have entered for a buy here, honestly, right? And I would have lost. Why? Because it eventually broke out, right? But that's okay, right? After breakout, pull back again to the trend line. Weak rejections, you enter again for what? For a sell, right? This time it didn't what? It didn't go further down into profit. And this one entry, right? You just get just a glimpse of profit, right? But this is where you have to incorporate taking the higher time frame analysis. But overall, you would have been in profit, and if you are adjusting your stop loss to break even, right? And if you're trailing your stop loss, it wouldn't have you would have been stopped out, but you were in profit, right? So that's how you use this strategy in a nutshell, right? So let me just delete everything. That's one variation that's one variation of the trend line breakout. Let me show you another variation, right? Let me just delete all this stuff, right? Then another variation of the breakout, right? So okay, let me just draw this one, right? So on the first variation, we're saying maybe you're in an uptrend. Let me draw this again. It's better again, right? Let me just remove this and let's start again, right? So we're in an uptrend. Let me change this size, right? So we're in an uptrend, right? We're creating series of my eyes, right? Then we got a breakout, right? So marking my trend line over here. We've got a trend line, right? Then we've got a change in market structure. We've got a breakout over here, right? So for the first example, we're saying that the market pulls back over here to the trend line at any point, right? We're just looking for a test of the trend line again, right? And we enter, right? But you see again that most of the times, at times, the market doesn't pull back over here, right? But rather it pulls back to this level over here. Let me change this color. Let's use purple, right? So, yeah, right. So after the breakout, sometimes the market pulls back only to this level, right? And it continues going downwards, right? So those are the two variations that we are going to be looking for, right? Let me draw again this one, the second variation on its own, right? So right over here, we are in an uptrend, right? Over there, right? Then we get what? We get a we draw out your resistance zone, you mark your flip zone, right? And after a breakout, right, the market pulls back to this flip zone, right? It doesn't pull back to the trend line. It only ends up here, right? It doesn't reach over here to the trend line. It only reaches over there, right? That's another variation that we're going to be seeing in the market, right? So let's check if there are any visible examples so that I can be able to do justice to you guys, so that you can walk away from this video with a good example of what I mean exactly, right? So for example, over here, let's see if this one works out. Yeah, this one touched. I tried so that it would not work out, but let's scale it down to over here. This step over here. Right, we've got a breakout of this one, of this trend line, right? I've got a trend line over there. Right, then for the retest, right, you are going to be retesting what? The retest only retested what? This flip zone over here, right? It didn't reach all the way to the trend line. It only put back to the flip zone over there, right? And as I said, if you haven't watched my video on flip zones, check it out. I'll leave a link in the comment section down below, in the description box down below, or you can just check my channel if I forget to put the link, right? So that's most of the variations that we'll get, right? So that's why I'm saying that the support and resistance and the trend lines, they're just a confluence to each other, right? Because right now we're combining support and resistance and trend lines also, right? So that's how it works, right? So right over here, we've got a trend line over here. As you can see, we're connecting this side and this level over here, right? And then this pullback, it didn't reach over there, but it almost only tested the flip zone over there, and it would continued going downwards, right? So that's just how we look for these setups, guys. So try this out on demo. Try doing this out on demo before you go live, right? So right here, this is the resistance zone, right? It didn't quite reach right here. It almost reached for our first setup that I showed you, right? Right here, right after that breakout, we've got a retest to this flip zone over here, and it doesn't reach the trend line, right? So those are the two setups that I'm going to be sharing with you guys, right? So if you want part two, I'm going to be sharing with you guys. I'm going to be showing you chart patterns, right? The flags and the wedges and everything else, right? I'm going to be sharing with you in part two, right? But if you want part three, where I share unmatched patterns, right? It's another variation, completely different from these ones, right? It shows both support. We are going to be combining some chart patterns with trend lines, right? So if you want part 3 on unmatched patterns, comment in the comment section down below that you are interested, so that I know if you are interested in the idea, right? So that I make something that people watch, right? Rather than just making content for myself, right? So that's it for this video, guys. So if you like the content, like, subscribe, and share the content.